Mandatory key disclosure laws require individuals to turn over encryption keys to law enforcement who are conducting a criminal investigation. How these laws are implemented, who may be legally compelled to assist, vary from nation to nation. But a warrant or court order is generally required, and this will be something you would have to look into based on where you live. This may be applicable or not applicable. Defenses against key disclosure laws include steganography, hidden operating systems, hidden containers, and using encrypted partitions that have no encryption signature to provide plausible deniability. With plausible deniability, data is encrypted in a way that prevents an adversary from being able to prove that the information that they are after even exists. For example, with hidden containers, hidden operating systems, hidden volumes, one password may decrypt a benign container of non-critical data, and another password used on the same volume or container would decrypt a hidden volume which has the sensitive data on it, as you can see illustrated here with the VeraCrypt volume. LibreCrypt, BestCrypt can have many hidden volumes, and VeraCrypt is limited to one hidden volume. Hidden volumes provide plausible deniability because you can plausibly deny that there is anything there. Another option that can potentially provide plausible deniability is using encryption without giveaway signs that encryption is being used. Plain DMCrypt leaves no signature of encryption but has unfortunately limited functionality compared to Lux volumes. Plain DMCrypt appears simply as an unformatted partition. BestCrypt and VeraCrypt partitions also do not contain any kind of signature and appear to consist of nothing more than random data, appearing as an unformatted partition. A possible plausible explanation for the existence of a partition containing solely random data is that you have recently wiped or securely erased the content of that partition, giving you potential plausible deniability. File-hosted containers in both BestCrypt and VeraCrypt do not contain any kind of signatures either, but they cannot provide this kind of plausible deniability because there is practically no plausible explanation for the existence of a file containing random data. However, plausible deniability can still be achieved with a file-hosted VeraCrypt or BestCrypt volume or container by creating a hidden volume within it, as you can see here. It's also important that you must contain any information leaks and other information that gives away that you have some sort of hidden container or operating system. Maybe items in the registry point to things that aren't there, or a hidden operating system, when opened, hasn't been accessed or updated in months. That is suspicious and becomes less plausible. These sorts of things give away that the revealed data may be bogus, removing your plausible deniability. Steganography involves hiding sensitive information, which may also be encrypted inside ordinary data, a demo of which I showed in the section on encryption with OpenPuff. Your adversary then may not even know that data is contained in whatever your container or carrier is when you're using steganography. When it comes to the United States, the Fifth Amendment protects witnesses from being forced to incriminate themselves. There is case law that contradicts this though. It's not clear, for example, if biometrics can be forcibly taken, like your fingerprint, but they probably can. It's actually just not clear in the US, but the winds of change are definitely coming in relation to forcing you to give up your decryption keys under mandatory key disclosure laws. Other countries are much clearer, such as the UK and India. The UK has the Regulation of Investigatory Powers Act of 2000, RIPA. It requires the disclosure of decryption information and/or keys to government representatives with a court order. Failure to do so carries a maximum penalty of 2 years in prison currently, and the RIPA law has been used and people have gone to prison. If you cross borders, you usually have very little rights to refuse key disclosure. Even in countries that don't have key disclosure laws, when you're crossing borders, the rules are very different. So take note of that if you travel with an encrypted device, if it has anything sensitive on it, especially if you go to countries with repressive regimes. You may be forced to give up your decryption key. You might think that using plausible deniability is a good idea in all situations. Well, not always. Let's think about this. So, some reasons why you might not want to use plausible deniability. 1. If your adversary is likely to use coercion, torture, or worse, sometimes referred to euphemistically as rubber hose cryptanalysis. You'll be beaten until you give up the decryption information. If they know that there could be multiple hidden containers, they have to keep going until they are sure you have given up everything. And this is a classic cartoon highlighting the problem. In a totalitarian state, you're likely guilty until proven innocent. If your adversary doesn't act justly, then plausible deniability is pretty useless. Also, do you want to lie under oath? This could actually be worse than just refusing straightforwardly and honestly to provide the password or decryption information. You are straightforward that it is encrypted, but you are just refusing to provide it. You might just want to refuse to disclose the decryption information instead of lying under oath. That may be the preferred option in some situations. And now a couple of reasons that support the use of plausible deniability. Not giving up a key, your decryption key, can buy you time to make good choices and provide distancing. That could be a distinct advantage for you. Another reason, if you are in a just society, if you feel you live in one, plausible deniability could enable you to provide decryption information as required by the law and enable you not to suffer from the mandatory key disclosure law penalties for not doing so, while also maintaining your security and privacy. This is really the ideal scenario for using plausible deniability. So that's mandatory key disclosure, plausible deniability, plausible encryption, and how it applies to disk encryption. It is relevant in this day and age, and may be more relevant to you depending on where you live and your current circumstances.